Hey everyone, wanted to introduce this project here. This is we've got the Axial SCX10 ready to run Jeep Wrangler that I've got here in front of me. I just pulled this out of the box the other day. I've got a project going on. I thought this would be a good time to introduce this. And to be honest, I did a full workbench review on this vehicle. And I figured, you know what, I had like a half an hour worth of tape. This is really not, it's not that important. This vehicle's been out for a couple of months. It's not that big of a deal. So I thought I'd redo it, kind of reintroduce this project here, because this is a project. I picked this up just a couple of weeks ago to start this build. I get questions all the time on these trucks. The SCX10 series, the Honcho, and the Jeep. What are some things I can do to improve the capability of this vehicle without spending a lot of money? I don't want to break the bank. Bottom line, I don't have a lot of money to spend. I'm buying the truck, but I want to do some things, but I don't have, a lot of money to spend. Times are hard, we understand, I know, and it can be kind of confusing to sit and look at the amount of stuff that's out there for these things, and what is worth doing, what should I do, what can I do for a very good price that will improve the performance. So we're going to do a build on this Jeep based around not falling into the traditional Jeep pit, and that is just empty every pocket, right? So we're going to do some basic upgrades to this thing, some simple things, a lot of stuff you can do for cost or very near cost, and we've already actually started on that. We've started working. I've got some films coming up on some of the things we've done so far, and a whole bunch more coming, but we want to take this to some events. We're going to take this to some competitions with very limited modifications, see how well we do in the local club scene, and see how much fun we can have with this truck. And we're going to get footage of that as well. I tell you initially, give you kind of the battle plan here. It's been a long day, I can't talk very well. Battle plan. Alright, we're going to address the steering. We've upgraded the servo, we've put ball bearings in the servo, replaced the crappy plastic bushings. This wears out quickly that way. Bearing's going to hold up a lot better. We are reusing the stock servo, waterproof that. We're going to replace the steering assembly because, and you got to see this, this is funny. This is the stock steering. Camera, there you go. This is the main drag link for the steering, and it's, yeah. It's okay, but like I said, you can twist that up pretty easily. It's none too strong. Very forgiving though. You don't damage your servo as easily, but this is a Metal Gear servo, and we're are also upgrading the servo horn. We're going to run the aluminum servo horn, new steering link assembly. We'll be putting that on next, in the next film. We're going to keep this speed control. It's an excellent speed control. Developed by Castle. We're going to use our Castle link, probably adjust the drag brake a little bit. We're going to run a 2-cell LiPo in this car. We're going to put a BEC in this, because that's not a lot of money, and a BEC will give us a lot more powerful steering. It'll run this servo to its full potential. Then also, we're going to move the battery pack forward. We are going to probably trim up these rock rails a little bit. We're still going to use these. And we're going to adjust the bumpers. We're going to put a winch on this. We've got to add some scale points to this vehicle. We're not really going to do that much. We've reinforced the drive lines, and we're probably going to strap this down a little bit, reduce its center of gravity. We're going to work on the tires. We've got some projects coming up with that. Not a lot of cost invested again. Probably the most expensive stuff we're going to do is up here in the front end, dealing with the steering and the front drive line, or drive axle. So, pretty good. Now, we have to have a certain number of points out of this truck to compete in our scale events. And I've got a printout here, nothing fancy. As I recorded this for our club, the scale points on this, and I'm talking about the bumpers, the spare tire, the tire carrier, the roll cage, the interior, the rock rails, this kind of stuff is what encompasses the scale points. And we've got to have, for our next event, we've got to have up to 25 scale points. This is equipped out of the box. I determined that we have 19 scale points. So we're pretty close. We've got a front bumper, we've got a front stinger, we've got D-rings, we've got functional spare tire carrier, spare tire, functional spare tire, rear bumper. We've got a 2D interior set. We've got a two-row roll cage, and that's worth more points. Mirrors, also worth points. And so, I mean, this thing is sitting at a pretty good point structure. What we're going to add throughout the project here, we're going to put a functional winch on this. We're going to use a 3 racing winch. It's due to arrive a couple of days. We'll put that on the front. We're going to add a light kit to this to add some additional points. We are probably going to add, obviously, a cooler, some stuff in the body set. We'll probably put a cooler back here. We'll make a tow strap. We'll show you how to do that too. That's easy, simple. It doesn't cost a whole lot, and you get plenty of material that you can make a functional tow strap for all your buddies, everybody in the club. I mean, you'll have plenty of material to do it, and you can charge them a couple of bucks. You know, I mean, it's worth paying a couple of bucks for. And I'll show you how to make one that works very well and looks scale. Shoestring, no bueno. It's too big. It just looks incorrect. I mean, to me, it works. It's worth points. That'll work. We're gonna build one. Looks like an actual rope, and will work well. Let's see. What else are we gonna do? We are probably we'll add a high lift jack. I got this written down. Functional winch. We're gonna add a high lift jack. Functional lights. We're going to do the tow strap. We're going to add probably an antenna, and we'll put a, I mean, it's stupid stuff, I realize that, but it's worth a point. We'll put an antenna on it, we'll do you know, add some additional stuff. We'll put a roll, maybe a sleeping bag or something in the back. Add a little bit of that scale realism to it. Probably make a fuel cell. That's an easy thing to do. We're actually, to do that, I think we'll use the receiver box, and you can grind this down really easily and cut yourself up a nice little fuel cell that you can slide back inside the frame here, and it'll just sit down just slightly. It'll look like a real Jeep fuel tank. And that's a worthy scale point. So I figure we'll end up probably around 27 points, so we'll have overkill. But we're going to reuse the stock motor. You know, we're going to spend very little on this. We're going to cut up the tires. We're going to add weight to these. I'm going to show you how to do that. And so I think that's about all I can think of. We'll probably adjust the bumpers a little bit. We're going to tighten the dimensions of this car because it's a little bit big. It's not real terrible. The body size itself's not bad, but I mean, it sticks. We don't really need it sticking out this far. We'll probably bring this in a little bit. We're going to trim these rock rails. We'll probably either drop the body, maybe one click if we can. We'll work on that. And, you know, I'll report back as I do some of these little things. Some of the major stuff we're going to do on camera. Other things we're probably going to do off camera, but I'll show you. as we develop this project. So I hope you'll enjoy kind of watching how this works, and we'll get some action footage of this thing when we get it figured out, and we'll just keep going at it. So stay tuned and keep shining side up, guys. Thanks.